Hello and welcome back to Mr. Powers Teaches Algebra 2 or Algebra. Hey, let's talk about functions today, all right? And give credit to Paul's Math Notes online, grabbing some stuff off of that. And let's dive into it, all right? So, what is a function? First off, we need to define a relation, which is a very simple definition. And a relation is a set of ordered pairs. What's an ordered pair? An ordered pair is pretty much a point, x comma y, right? So what's a set of those? It's a bunch of points. At least that's one way we can think about it. And that's the way we are mostly going to think about it. But it doesn't have to be. But for our purposes, mostly that's what we're going to do. Or another way to say it's a mapping from objects in one set to objects in another. So let's take a look at an equation that we have used in the past. And I'm using GeoGebra Calculator Suite. Once again, I'm in the graphing mode. And I have an equation here I typed in. And it plotted some points. It's got some important points in there. But in each of those points is an ordered pair, right? I can click on this and it'll show me these ordered pairs. So what does that mean? That means an equation, the solutions to an equation, represent a relation. It can anyway, right? So let's get a table of values. And let's go, let me see here. Let's go from -4 to 4. Actually, let's go let's just go -3 to 3. I don't want to do too many. So -3 to 3, and we'll go one at a time. That's fine. We'll go okay. I got a little table here. And nice thing, I can type in other values and it'll tell me the corresponding y values. So we got this fun table. I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste that in to our team here. And this is one way that we can represent a relation, okay? And each of these, there we go. Each of these represents an ordered pair. -3, 12. Right here would be -2, 5. This one would be -1, 0. 0, -3. Let's see here. 1, -4. Well, let's see here. And we'll do one more. 2, -3. There we go. That's good enough. Okay. I won't do all of them. I mean, what? I guess I'm missing one. So I'll just do this one. Okay, 3, 0. Okay, great. So we got a set of ordered pairs. This is a relation. It can be represented as an equation. It can be represented as in a table, a list of points. However you want to do it, that works. And what we're saying is -3 is being matched with 12, or it gets mapped to 12. -2 gets mapped to 5. -1 gets mapped to 0, and so on. Okay, so we got a relation out of the way, but we still haven't talked about a function. What's a function? Here is a function. A function is a relation for which each value from the set of the first components, which we often will call this first set, the set of the first components, often we call it the domain or the input, okay, of the ordered pairs is associated or mapped to or matched with. There's lots of different ways we can say that. With exactly one value from the set of second components. So the set of second components we often call our range. or we might call it our output. Especially when we start talking about functions, we like to say input, output, and those are associated with domain and range, respectively. Okay, so now that we got that definition out of the way, well, what does that really mean? For us, what's our input? It's our x values, right? What's our output? It's our y values. That's the way we're going to talk about it. And so for us, what it means is if we have a function, we have a set of points, does every x go to only one y, or can it get matched with more than one y? If it gets matched with more than one y, it's not a function, because the function's saying every x goes to exactly one y, one and only one y value. Okay? So if we were to look at this, we can look at our one way we could do this is we could look at our input or our x values. And our x values are -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, and 3. But you know what? I'll just stop right there because I ran out of room. And then they're getting matched with our y values. So this is another visual representation of what's going on here with these guys. So -3 is going to 12. So I got 12. -3 goes to 12. -2 goes to 5. So I have a 5 in my y values, or my range. Here's my domain. Here's my range. -2 is going to 5. Okay. I have a 0 in my range from right here. -1 goes to 0. 0 goes to -3. So I need -3 in my range, or my y values. So 0 goes to -3. Okay. 1 goes to -4. We have a -4. 1 goes to -4. And then, hey, I have -3 again. 2 goes to -3. So I'm going to draw another arrow from 2 to -3. All right. So 0 and 2 both go to -3. Is that okay? If we go back to our definitions, yes. Because all it says is if you're a function, every value in our domain or input or a first set, so every value here, each of these blue values goes to only one y. 0 only goes to -3. 1 only goes to -4. 2 only goes to -3. 0 and 2 both go to -3, but they only go to one thing. That's okay. So this is a function. And it looks like, at least from these points that we picked from our graph, our equation, which was, if we remember our equation, it was y equals x minus 1 squared minus 4. It looks like everything there, it looks like this is a function just looking at those points. Is it enough to say for sure? I don't know. But for now, we're going to say, yeah, it looks like it's a function. If we're only looking at those points, then yes, we have a function for sure. Okay? Now, this guy, let's look at this guy really quick. Is this guy a function? Obviously, it's not, because I said it isn't. Because Paul's math note says it is not. So why not? Why is this not a function? And so I'm going to visualize it again. I'm going to set it up visually because I can and I feel like it. So again, I'm going to say here's my let's go with domain and range, since this is an algebra class, and our first set's a domain. Our second set is the range. Our input and our output. Okay, so we're going from 6 to 10. We're going -7 to 3. -7 to 3. 0 goes to 4. and -6 or 6 goes to -4. Okay, so actually I already had 6 in my domain, and now I have a -4. So I'm going to use another color here to make it easy since I'm going to be crossing over now. It's going 6 to 4. Okay. Now we have a problem. See, this isn't a function because 6, an element in my domain, or an x value you might say, is going to two different y values. It's going to -4 and it's going to 10. Or something in my domain is going to two things in my range. That is not okay. So there you go. There's your quick review of functions, the definition of a function, and a couple examples of, well, one example of function, one example of a relation that is not a function. Okay, so that's going to do it for this video. Until next time, enjoy doing math.